Right, so in today's video we're finally going to be doing something about the edge of this lawn. It looks a little bit of a mess. The flower bed, or where the shrubs are, doesn't look the best really. You've obviously got a couple of plants that are on a bit of a weird angle. I'll go into that in a moment. Even around the border of the lawn here, you can see with this being a creeping type of grass, it's starting to obviously creep over the edges, and even along the edge of here, just look at the state. You've obviously got these fellas creeping the way, and there's a bit of weed grass in there. There's these monster weeds knocking about. It looks absolutely horrendous, and a bit of weed grass, and there's some weed grass in the lawn, to be honest. There's the odd one that I've noticed when I've been cutting it, so I'm going to deal with them, and hopefully by the end of this video we've got this space looking absolutely superb. A few things just to comment on first. Now, the grass doesn't look amazing in terms of the stripes. What I've just done is, well, I wasn't really planning on filming today, but I thought I may as well whilst I've got a few hours on my hands, to tidy the space up. But I've just given the lawn a cut. I've just cut it two ways. So firstly I cut against the stripes, and then I cut horizontally across it like this. And the main reason is because this is quite a low lying grass, and if you do cut it one way you can kind of burn the stripe in, but a lot of the grass will end up growing sort of in one direction. So just by going over the roller there, it was just lifting those grass blades, nicking the top, just to get a bit of a nicer cut on the lawn. And I'm going to be doing that quite a lot over the next few weeks to help to thicken it up. So that's why it doesn't look super nice and striped. But for reference, this is the day after I filmed the end of the integral video, and if we get right in over the top of the grass, you can just see there's a really nice dark green colour, even in the shade, or an overcast cloudy day. It is today. The sward has a lovely colour to it, so that'll probably give you a bit of a reference as to when this was filmed. But less waffling, let's start by sorting out the edge on this before we remove. Ready? Whoa, look at him. You're not digging. I mean, he's trying to help. He's only trying to help, but geez Louise, we're not having any of that. So let's put a border on this first, just to establish an edge between the lawn and the flower bed. And then what we'll do is get rid of all of those weeds. So to edge the lawn, we're just going to keep it nice and simple. I'm using a basic lawn edging tool, which is going to give us a nice crispy line all the way around the grass. But also, I've got quite a big piece of straight timber, which I can lie along the grass side, and then I can use this to cut up against it. But what I want to do is make sure that this bed next to the lawn is the same width all the way along. So I'm just going to take a tape measure, and I can kind of see roughly where the old edge was from last year when I laid this as turf. I might bring it out like a fraction, only because you've obviously got these plants that are starting to grow. Like, we're going to trim these back at some point in today's video, and something like this, so I can get round better with the lawnmower. So I'm going to keep them as sort of shallow as I sort of can, but I might bring it out a couple of centimetres. So that there is 50 on the dot, so I might take it to 50 centimetres. So I'll check it down this end as well. Let's bring this to 50. There we go, 50 centimetres from the wall there. Let's check this side again, make sure that's changed. 50 centimetres. It's a little bit out, no one's going to die. So foot on the wood, foot on the edging tool, and just go along. I mean, you can do it with a string line, there's no issue with doing that, but a piece of wood's going to make sure you get a nice crispy edge all the way along. Now he's creeping over there where he dug that hole before, so I'll be keeping an eye on the old Fred. Sure he's not here doing anything he shouldn't. Ideally, a thinner piece of wood in terms of depth of this would be more preferable, because you can get your lawn edging tool in a little bit deeper. What I will do is, once I've gone along the entire space, I'll take the wood away and I'll just make it a little bit deeper. If you've got a massive space, get a thinner piece of wood, but look at the space I'm working on, it's absolutely tiny, so it won't be an issue having to go over it a couple of times. Now this part of the bed is much deeper than 50 centimetres. It's currently around about 55, 56, so I'll take it out to, let's say, I'll bring it out a tad further, because these are quite big, these Japonica fellas. Let's go, we're going to go bold, we're going to go 70. Now people are going to say in the comments, aren't they, oh, I'm losing lawn, and I am, but you know what, sometimes it's the risk you've got to take, isn't it? Can't just take care of the grass. Got to take care of all the plants, give them all the space they need. Keep my foot on it because it is rocking a little bit like around the Christmas tree sort of thing. For the edge, I'm just going to use the old eyeballs in the skull technique. Can make that a little bit nicer once we dig the rest of it out. So the second pass is just going to make sure it's the full depth of the edging tool. So there we go, we've re-established the edge going around just this part of the lawn. And what I've done as well, as you can see, I've made it quite deep, to be honest, because what that's going to mean is that when I get on with the shears to edge this part of the lawn, it's going to give us a nice crispy sort of edge going all the way around. Obviously this bit I'm not going to be able to use the shears on. The likelihood is I'm probably going to have to use the strimmer for this bit, but the strimmer sometimes isn't the best at getting a crispy, accurate cut, whereas getting the shears down there is going to make it look spot on. So the next port of call is the plant. So I'm going to trim the plants ever so slightly in a moment, but I want to look at these two first. You've got this fella who's just, looks like he's in that Michael Jackson music video, doesn't he? Sort of like leaning like a bit of an odd bod. And this one, it's just been completely ripped out. Now, I think what's happened is when we've had quite bad winds, it whips up off the field from down at the bottom. Maybe that's caused it, who knows, but I'm gonna just dig them up slightly and see if I can re-establish them where they are, because this Japonica's looking okay. I've trimmed it back so I'm not having to roll over the Japonica leaf, and yeah, they probably could do with a little bit more room, and it's the same for all the plants, but if I just train them to exist within the confines of this space, then we should be fine. So let's get the garden fork and let's see if we can re-establish these plants. Right, I'm happy with that. I think they look miles better the way they do now. This one's nice and straight. This one looks a bit weird, but it's the way it's being grown. You can see the actual stem of it straight. It's going to take a little bit of adjusting really. Might have to trim some more of them off, and you can see we've got a nice passageway here for the lawnmower. Now the next thing is just to trim this bush. It's going to nick a little bit off it. And again, this is going to promote loads of new growth. And if we trim the plants in the right way, we're going to get growth in the places that we want it to be. So I'm not protruding too much out of here. So there we go, we've got a nice passageway now for the lawnmower all the way down, and you can see we've got a few like leaves and things, and there's petals and all sorts of stuff in the bed, and I'm leaving them because at the end of the day it's all organic matter. It's going to break down, it's going to help to feed the soil over time. You can go over and just remove more, but really that's just like free nutrients for the plants. So the next step is a bit of compost. I don't have any compost in the house at the moment, or well, in the garage should I say. So trip to the garden centre. Right, so back from the garden centre, and I've gone with bags of the clover compost. It's the stuff that I've used now for the past couple of years. I've used it to top dress lawns in the past, and I've used it in pretty much all the flower beds really, but it's quite cheap, and it doesn't have loads of massive monster pieces in it, so quite like that about it. And even though we have nothing on this side at the moment, it's there to feed the soil, because the idea is within hopefully the next few weeks we're going to go down to the garden centre and have a look at what sort of shrub we can put in this space over here. So putting a bit of compost down now is a good idea because it feeds the soil. It's the whole point of putting it using it as a top dressing really when you're putting it down on a lawn, is to, you know, feed the soil, give it good bacteria, loads of good microbial activity taking place. It's just all decomposed stuff, isn't it? So just that little bit of a feed for now. It's obviously going to be feeding the existing plants that we have too. Space is already looking a million times better. What I'm going to do is I've got some Fiskars shears that can twist in the garage. What I'm going to do is see if I can just trim the edges with them rather than getting on with the strimmer, because sometimes the strimmer is not super precise. Well, when I use it, it's not anyway. So hopefully this will just be able to take me time with those trimmers. But also as well, we've got the odd little bit of weed grass. There's not a lot at all in this sward, but there's the odd plant. So I think I'll remove those first, do the edges, and then we might be done. I think that's all the weed grass I can see. I mean, there's a tiny amount in the bucket. The lawn's pristine pretty much. So there we go. We've given this space, you know, the tidy up that it absolutely needed. And the final thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to get the sprinkler. I'm going to put it on this for around about 15 minutes or so, because the lawn's gone through a little bit of stress there. You can see I've stepped all over the entire thing, and you don't need to water it necessarily, but I'm just going to give it a little bit of life in there because we've not had rain for, you know, the past few days, and just, you know, trampling all over it's going to make it feel a little bit stressed. So give it a little bit of a treat, and I'm happy to say that it's looking boss over here now. Hopefully some of these start to take off this year. If they don't, we'll live and learn. We're going to get something else for the end over here in the next few weeks. But that's what gardening's all about. It's about getting something, giving it a go. It might work, like the bulbs or the raised bed over there, or even those shrubs, or it might not, and we just tweak things as we go. So thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it or found it useful at all, feel free to give it a like. And if you want to follow along with any more lawn tip videos or any other gardening related stuff too, then consider subscribing if you haven't already. The Instagram is in the description below. The TikTok account is Novice Gardener Official. And yeah, finally, thanks for watching.